Hey guys, welcome back to Ollie Talks Airsoft. Today we're going to be talking about one of mine and probably your favourite subjects, and that is custom guns. And this is something that everyone in Airsoft wants to create, whether it's simply putting a suppressor or a different sight onto one of your guns. No one wants to go out with a stock gun, so every so often you get the opportunity to take that to the extreme, and you can build an entire gun from scratch without even having a base gun to start with. So it's something that's more common in the teching community. I'm not really a tech, as I've said before. I'm more of a tinkerer. But in front of you is an example of a gun that originally started out as a Tokyo Marui Glock17, but actually that's now an entirely separate gun, and this gun was built entirely from parts. So there aren't actually any original Tokyo Marui components in this gun, despite the fact that I would still call it a Tokyo Marui Glock17. So let's go over some of the things that I've done and what makes this a custom build, and how you can kind of go about building a custom gun of your own. So we'll start off with we'll take the mag out and we'll take this suppressor off. So this is a Garda lightweight pistol suppressor. So it's quite nice. It did have some foam and a spring inside it, weirdly, for a lightweight suppressor. So the first thing I did was went inside and removed the spring, because obviously that makes it even lighter. One of the problems that you'll often find with something like a Glock, if there's any pressure downwards on the barrel, it pushes the chamber up and it makes it very difficult for the gun to cycle. That's actually not a problem that I get with this gun, and we'll go in and we'll have a look at the reasons why that is. So having a look here, what I should probably do is separate the upper and the lower, so I can go through in a bit more detail. So essentially this is a Garda complete lower, so it's a bit of a cheat really, because it's a fully upgraded lower that you can just buy straight from the factory, which means that technically all of this is upgraded, and it's all technically aftermarket, so a little bit of a cheat in there from me. However, you can buy all of the individual components separately and make your own Glock if you choose to do so. This actually for me was just the easier option. I got it from Rainbow 8. I did a review. I'm not hugely impressed with this, but certainly for this upper it works incredibly well. So on here we've also got a SureFire X300U. This is actually a proper one, so the fact that you can see all of that yellow where the LED is reflecting is a sign that basically it throws light very well, and I can confirm that it does. I've also got an SAI low profile magwell on here. As you can see, it is very, very low profile. I'm not a big one for salient, to be perfectly honest. Salient and agency arms, it's quite, I don't know, they've just become quite commonplace now. I'll probably get a lot of hate for that. That's fine, I don't really mind. It's, each to their own. Everyone's got their own things that they like. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan that it's got the SAI bits on the front of it here, but it was the fact, it's the function that I was interested in. So given that this is basically just a Garda Gen 3 complete lower with a SureFire and the bit on it, can't remember what it's called. Yeah, so next up is the LoKi Tactical Neo slide, and this particular one is made by Ready Fighter, and as you can see, I don't baby this. I think most people that get a slide that's as nice as this will probably treat it a little bit better than I have. It's got some really cool LoKi Tactical engravings and stuff on the top. The barrel is alu. All of this is made of alu, by the way. I think it's all 6061. But the attention to detail on this is ridiculous. These cutouts are actually, they get shallower as they go downwards. So yeah, the attention to detail on this is really superb, and I think it's the sort of thing that a lot of people would choose not to take out, and it even sort of says sort of LoKi Tactical just down here, really subtle. So the actual kit came with obviously the slide itself, and it also came with the barrel, which is very good quality, very, very light as well. It also came with the raised iron sights, so you could co-witness with a red dot. This is a replica Trijicon RMR06 I got off, it's got it off eBay, to be honest. It's nice. This does have a separate extractor which moves. Right, camera focus there. That's pretty cool. The Ready Fighter kit also comes with its own blowback housing, and I was running a Mac nozzle, which was excellent, but they are just so hard to find, and eventually it broke. So this is a Garda Complete nozzle. So the whole system is actually running pretty dry at the moment. Probably do something about that, but it performs excellently. So what we'll do in a second is once I've finished going over these last couple of little components, we'll do like a little FPS and consistency test and see what it's like, and talk a bit more about how you could do this for yourself. So this is another part that comes with the kit, and basically it sits in here and makes sure that it's like a frame reinforcement pretty much. So, and we also have a maple leaf. So inside here we also have an I key on the top, and this is a 60-degree maple leaf delta bucking. So it's before they did the Autobots and the Decepticons ones. It was diamond and delta. So this is a 60-degree delta with an I key on the top. You do find that these, on the maple leaves, these two screws here can start to walk out a little bit sometimes, so be careful of that. Every so often I go in and make sure that they're nice and tight. And finally we have a Guns Modify, I believe this is a Guns Modify anyway, either way it's 125% recoil spring. So this is the combo that I found that works the best, so let's get it all put back together. So as you can see in here, there are no TM parts. There's nothing in here, although it is obviously a TM system. So, as they kind of all are, you know, your WEs and stuff are also TM based systems. So, right. So there's nothing in the mag here. Put a bit more gas in, hold on. So just to show you how easily it cycles, even with the suppressor on it. So one slightly annoying thing about this is it's actually a 14mm clockwise suppressor, so it does limit me with what I can put on the front. But I've actually run a tracer with a 14mm clockwise to counterclockwise, then a full Tokyo Marui tracer with AA battery or AAA batteries in it, and it still cycles. So I might have to turn this at a bit of an angle in order to get it. However, you can kind of see the red dot does actually co-witness with the iron sights on this as well. So last thing to do is just to run this through the Chrono. So let's do that now. So we're loaded up with 0.2 gram BBs and green gas. 288, 287, 284, 283, 286, 282. So if you want to do something like this, how much is it going to cost? Well, obviously it's not as cheap as just buying a pistol off the shelf. You can buy pre-upgraded pistols, but then it's not really the same as a custom pistol. It's not one where you've gone and picked the slide that you want. My best advice, to be honest, would be for someone that wants to build a custom pistol, don't be in a rush to do it. The most important thing is to basically find a slide that you really like. Find something where you're like, that's really cool, that's really different, I want that. And then just consider how you're going to work around that. So for me, the first thing I ended up picking up was the slide. It immediately just got transferred onto a Tokyo Marui standard Glock lower, and that was great. And I ran that, and it was completely different. I think the slide kit, it was actually picked up in Hong Kong. I think it cost about £150, and it obviously came with the blowback unit and things like that as well. One thing actually I forgot to mention is the LoKi tactical here is actually a guns modify part. It doesn't actually come with the kit, which I thought was a bit cheap, to be honest, of Ready Fighter to do that. So I actually ended up having to buy a guns modify one, go in, modified it, and then basically just dremeled away the parts that meant that it wouldn't have fit properly, and installed it. So you are going to have to do a little bit of dremeling. So if you're not very confident, maybe ask a tech to do it. You know, maybe if you found a slide, you could speak to a local tech and say, hey, I found this cool slide. Can you put this onto a gun for me? And no doubt they'll be able to do that for you. But I must say, the quality of the kits that you get nowadays, even from sort of lower end manufacturers like Garda, are considerably better than they were like 10 years ago. So a Garda slide from 10 years ago is not the same as a Garda slide today. Today they're pretty decent. But you do have other manufacturers, you know, like Nova and Prime and things like that. So, you know, they're kind of like very much top of the bill. You've got Gunsmith Bros do a lot of stuff for the high cappers and things like that. And that's probably the other gun that you can, well, that is the other gun that you can do this to. So as far as I know at the moment, you can do a completely custom build on a Glock. You could do it on a high capper. You can also do it on an MWS rifle. So they're the three examples of where you can build that I know of anyway. There could very well be more, but that's where you can build the gun entirely from the ground up without literally having to have a base gun, and that's what I would consider to be, you know, a completely custom gun, where everything's been considered. You know, I actually really like the original Glock trigger. I do have a Fowler Industries one sat in a box, which I could drop in to make this further custom. Maybe I'll do that at some point. I could always do a video about how to do that, but I actually don't really like the trigger very much, which is why I haven't done it. I put it in once, was like, I don't like this, and so didn't use it. So for me, this is custom in the way that I want it to be custom, and that's what it's all about. People will be like, oh, well, you haven't upgraded the trigger. Yeah, well, I like this trigger, so I don't want to upgrade it. And that's really what it's all about. You know, it's creating something that is bespoke and that someone else looks at and goes, I don't get it. Whereas you look at it and you go, yeah, that's the money. Like, that's exactly what I want. And for me, like, yeah, this slide, yeah, it's awesome. I think the cuts on it, the engravings on it are excellent. It's very light, it's very snappy. You know, as you can see, the FPS is really consistent, despite the fact that I've just fired all of those shots, and all of that was done in the last 10 minutes with the same mag. So I've filled it up like 3 times in the last 10 minutes, and it's still giving those really nice, consistent FPS readings. So I often run like 3s, 3.2s through this gun. If I'm taking it outside, I will. You can reach out to 50, 60 meters. I'm not saying it's as accurate as a rifle or something like that, but you can certainly get out there, and you can make hits land at that kind of distance, even with this kind of system. It's mostly down to having a 60-degree rubber. I could probably get away with putting a 50-degree in here, just due to the FPS, and that the degree of, like, the lower the degree of rubber, the softer it'll be, the better it'll grip the BB, and the better backspin that you're going to get, or the better hop-up effect you're going to get. So actually having an eye key in here with a hop rubber that really takes advantage of it. That's the key to getting the sort of maximum range out of this kind of system. But well, this has been a look at my LoKi Tactical Ready Fighter Glock17 RMR build. Yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. This is what I normally take out into the field. This is my go-to gun at the moment. But obviously when I'm running, if I'm doing CQB or something, this thing will absolutely eat .2s and .25s, because I don't really like running heavy ammo for CQB. So with that being said, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for choosing to spend your time with me. If you've enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and there's going to be more stuff coming up. And yeah, take care.